Today, we delve into a chilling and mysterious crime that tragically ended the lives of two young individuals. The victims were Lee Charming, a cryptocurrency millionaire, and his girlfriend, Chung. The crime unfolded in the picturesque setting of Bali, an island paradise now marred by the brutality of what transpired. To fully grasp this story, we must first take a closer look at Bali, an island in the Indonesian province located between Java and Lombok. Renowned for its vibrant culture, breathtaking natural landscapes, and status as a top tourist destination, Bali is where this tragic event took place. Lee Charming and Chung were no ordinary couple. Both were young, successful Chinese individuals who lived a life of luxury that many aspire to but few achieve, often showcasing their glamorous lifestyle on social media. Lee Charming, just 25 years old, was a prominent figure in the cryptocurrency world, with an estimated fortune exceeding $500 million in crypto assets. As a young investor, he gained attention for his opulent lifestyle and active social media presence, where he frequently shared moments with his girlfriend. Chung, 22 years old, hailed from a wealthy family and often documented her luxurious daily life and travel adventures on social media alongside her boyfriend. Their online presence and lavish lifestyle drew the attention of countless followers. Just days before the tragic incident, Lee Charming and Chung decided to take a short vacation to Bali, one of the world's most coveted destinations, a favorite among wealthy influencers. It is believed that the couple's 5-day trip to Bali served two purposes: to celebrate Lee Charming's recent college graduation and to finalize a significant cryptocurrency deal. As previously mentioned, Lee, despite his young age, was a prominent figure in China's cryptocurrency market, known for his multi-million-dollar transactions and extravagant way of life. A notable detail in this story is that the couple booked rooms at multiple hotels during their stay, a tactic meant to conceal their actual location. While this might seem unusual, sources suggest it was a routine practice for the couple to avoid disturbances and ensure their safety while traveling. What was meant to be a relaxing getaway, filled with social media updates and a bit of work, ended in a horrifying crime scene that left everyone who encountered it in shock. On the morning of May 1st, 2023, a horrifying incident unfolded, abruptly ending the lives of the young couple. Chung body was discovered in the bathtub, suffocated with her own pajamas. Meanwhile, Lee Charming was captured on the hotel's internal security cameras, crawling down the hallway in a desperate plea for help. His body bore 20 puncture wounds, most concentrated on his back. The injuries were later determined to have been inflicted by a sharp, irregular object, identified as a broken beer bottle. Lee Charming tragically succumbed to his injuries before help could arrive. Recognizing the severity of the situation, the emergency team and hotel staff immediately contacted the police upon arriving at the scene. Initially, authorities theorized that the crime was the result of a domestic dispute, suggesting that Lee Charming had killed Chung in the bathtub before taking his own life. However, this theory was quickly debunked when forensic experts analyzed the bodies and the crime scene. Lee's multiple puncture wounds, particularly on his back, were in areas he could not have reached himself. The nature and angle of the cuts indicated that the blows were delivered in a manner that would have been impossible for Lee to inflict on himself. This evidence pointed to the involvement of a third party, but authorities dismissed the possibility that Chung could have been the perpetrator. The absence of fingerprints on the beer bottle, believed to be the weapon used in the attack, further muddied the investigation. Despite these inconsistencies, officials officially concluded that Lee Charming had killed his girlfriend in a crime of passion before taking his own life. Yet, many aspects of the case defied logic. Chung body was found partially submerged in water, indicating she had been attacked while preparing to bathe. Meanwhile, Lee was discovered naked, crawling down the hotel hallway, his body riddled with over 20 deep wounds, including severe mutilation to his genital area. As previously mentioned, the initial theory proposed by authorities was that Lee had killed Chung before turning the violence on himself. This conclusion was based on the apparent state of the crime scene. However, as the investigation progressed, the details began to unravel this hypothesis. The most glaring issue was the nature of Lee's injuries. How could someone inflict such severe wounds on themselves, particularly on their back? A closer examination revealed that the cuts were deep, precise and strategically placed, clear signs that they had been inflicted by another person. The mutilation of Lee's genital organs added another layer of suspicion to the case. Self-inflicted injuries of such extreme severity are exceedingly rare and are typically linked to severe psychological disorders, a condition that did not align with Lee's behavior, as he had exhibited no signs of mental health issues. Lee Charming was no ordinary billionaire. He had built his fortune in the highly volatile and often controversial world of cryptocurrency. This market, characterized by decentralized and anonymous digital transactions, has long been shrouded in mystery and, at times, associated with illicit activities. Cryptocurrencies are frequently exploited for money laundering, funding illegal operations, and fraud. While Lee was recognized as a daring and successful investor in the field, rumors swirled that his wealth may not have been entirely acquired through legal means. This aspect of Lee's life gave rise to another theory about the crime. According to this theory, 5 individuals were involved in the attack. The assailants allegedly entered the couple's room through the balcony. Once inside, they violently assaulted Chung in front of Lee before killing her. The criminals then staged the scene to make it appear as though Lee had committed the crime. Following this, they subjected Lee to hours of torture, inflicting numerous superficial cuts and mutilating his genital organs in an attempt to force him to reveal his cryptocurrency recovery password, which would grant them access to his funds. With the password secured, the criminals reportedly remained in the room, waiting for Lee to bleed out before making their escape. Believing he was dead, they left the scene. However, Lee was still alive and, summoning the last of his strength, managed to crawl out of the room and into the hallway, groaning for help. For the next 23 minutes, his cries were heard by another hotel guest, who promptly alerted the staff. The staff reviewed the internal security cameras and rushed to the scene, but by the time they arrived, Lee had already succumbed to his injuries. This theory, largely drawn from online sources, remains unconfirmed, as the official investigation has yet to provide clarity. The mysterious deaths of the crypto couple have left far more questions than answers. Many speculate that hotel employees may have been involved in the crime, potentially earning thousands of dollars for aiding in the cover-up. Investigators also noted that Lee and Chung's behavior before the incident suggested they were aware they were being followed. The couple had made reservations at multiple hotels that night in Bali, possibly as a tactic to confuse potential pursuers. This indicates that they were deeply concerned for their safety and took measures to avoid being easily tracked. Their frequent changes of accommodation during their travels across Southeast Asia further suggest that security concerns were a constant in their lives. Given all these details, the prevailing theory is that the crime was driven by the assailants' desire to gain access to Lee's digital wallet and private keys. It is believed that Lee refused to surrender control of his assets, leading to the brutal and violent outcome. Chung, tragically, may have been an innocent victim, caught in the crossfire simply for being with the wrong person at the wrong time. The information I've shared has been widely reported in the media and confirmed by local authorities. Shortly after the incident, Bali's police, under the leadership of Chief Beng Ugo, launched a comprehensive investigation. This included interrogating 31 individuals and meticulously reviewing all available hotel security footage. One of the most critical pieces of evidence was a video captured at 6:32 a.m., showing Lee crawling down the hotel hallway, drenched in blood and clearly in immense pain. The timeline revealed that approximately 20 minutes passed between the attack and Lee's death. During this period, there was no recorded activity of anyone entering or leaving the room, except for a hotel employee who delivered food around 1:15 a.m. This raised suspicions that the perpetrators may have entered the room earlier and remained hidden, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. Investigators also focused on the unexplained gap in Lee's movements between 12:50 a.m. when he left the room and his return shortly after, during which he appeared to be observing a neighboring room. What or who was he looking at? This unexplained behavior added another layer of mystery to the case. Who or what was Lee watching during those moments? Why was he exchanging glances with the neighboring room? These questions remain unanswered, adding to the enigma of the case. The autopsies conducted on Lee and Chung's bodies revealed another intriguing detail. Traces of drugs were found in their systems. This discovery raised the possibility that the couple had been sedated or poisoned prior to the attack, which could have significantly impaired their ability to defend themselves or react to the assailants. Although authorities did not disclose the specific substances detected, the presence of drugs introduced yet another layer of complexity to the investigation. The murder of Lee Charming sent shockwaves not only through his social media followers and those who knew him personally, but also across the cryptocurrency community. Many investors and entrepreneurs began to fear for their own safety, as this incident was not an isolated one. On July 23, 2023, a suitcase containing dismembered human remains was discovered by passers-by on a street. The body was later identified as Fernando Perez Algabra, a 41-year-old Argentine millionaire and prominent crypto influencer. Authorities recognized him by his distinctive tattoos, and the brutal mutilation of his body suggested the involvement of experienced killers. Fernando was well known for flaunting his luxurious lifestyle on social media, where he had amassed over 916,000 followers at the time of his death. As of now, 7 individuals have been arrested and accused of involvement in Fernando Perez Algabra's murder. Earlier, on May 21, 2023, the family of Dr. John Forrest reported him missing to the authorities. 9 days later, John's body was discovered with a gunshot wound to the head. The official explanation was that he had taken his own life, but many remained skeptical of this conclusion. Notably, in 2020, Forbes had identified John Forrest as a Bitcoin millionaire, adding another connection to the cryptocurrency world. Finally, there's the case of Bob Lee, the creator of Cash App and former chief technology officer at Square. In April 2023, Bob was fatally stabbed in a knife attack. On April 13th, police arrested a suspect named Nima Momeni in connection with the crime. While there is no direct evidence linking these cases, conspiracy theorists argue that cryptocurrency is the common thread, suggesting a potential connection between these high-profile murders. What do you think? Do you believe the tragic deaths of Lee Charming and Chung are tied to the world of cryptocurrency and its associated risks? Or do you see this as simply another crime of passion? Share your thoughts in the comments below.